Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday. It's the first delayed start for the 2020-21 school year. Some of our academic department, myself, Dan Matthews, the Director of Secondary Education Professional Development, and
Ginger Cato, Director for Elementary Ed.
And
Merriman Nichols, Director for Intervention and Enrichment.
the way this is going to work this year is we are going to, the first Wednesday of every month will be a district-led professional development, and the rest of the month will be school-based. So you'll work in your PLCs and you'll have some faculty meetings. So the first delayed start is how can the academic department help you, or what do they really do up at the district office? And that's always been sort of a mystery. Our agenda for today, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at our instructional dashboard. Thank you very much to Nikki Ingram for all of her hard work with that. Then we're going to look at our instructional decision-making matrix. From there, we'll talk about our pacing guides, benchmarks, the Google Classrooms we have set up, the MTSS documents, and grading practices for this year. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Nichols.
Good morning. I am glad to be here with you. You guys, the KCSD dashboard is a plethora of information. If you were looking for things such as teacher resources, information about our curriculum guides, information about important guides such as our literacy plan for KCSD or the MTSS guide, codes for all of the Google Classrooms are stored there, Letterland materials for elementary folks are stored there, COVID skills gap when we work to look at the gaps that this unique situation has created. And our strategic plan is there. There are many, many resources there. So if you can't find something, check that out first.
The next important piece that I wanted to share with you all this morning is our KCSD instructional matrix. ETS and instructional team worked this summer to prepare that for you all. There's some great hyperlinks there that will help you guide you through the components of just putting together that solid face-to-face instruction as well as virtual instruction this year. And hope you guys are able to research some of that and kind of go through and see what you can find that might be helpful to you as you build your lessons this year. One of the things that I'm particularly proud of is the work that we've done in this all of last year as well as into the summer and really spring and summer is our pacing guides. We've changed the name and call them not pacing guides but curriculum guides for you. Some of you are getting hung up on the pacing piece because we want you to do what you do best, and that's to teach your students as they come into your rooms. And this year is going to be particularly unique. So those curriculum guides are there for you. We've included for the elementary, or you can see that on the screen right now, is kindergarten through 5th grade as far as elementary art and music, as well as the first 10 days of literacy. The middle school pacing guides, curriculum guides are there also. Those are a work in progress, Mr. Matthews.
They're very close to being completed.
Very close to being finished. And I'm really proud of that work. And then there's the high school curriculum guides. And those are just great pieces of information for you to help kind of all of us as we create our lessons, whether they be face-to-face and or virtual across our district, that we can collaborate with one another and make sure that we're staying on the same page.
Absolutely. You know, it's even more important this year than in years past, given that you may have students in your classroom from other schools. So we need to be sure that we're on the same page and close to one another. We don't have to be exact, but
Right.
we should be within a couple of days of one another. So this is a way for us to stay on point with that. And I really appreciate everybody's work in the summit and this past week and in the spring with these curriculum guides. They were developed by our teachers. They're not developed by anybody off anywhere else but by our folks. So that makes it extra special. So we appreciate that. One of the other things we've done this year is created Google Classrooms for each area, grade and core area. So we can, from the district office, disseminate information to you without bombarding you with 8,000 emails a day. You can imagine we get a lot of information that we need to get to you, but what may apply to a 6th grade social studies teacher may not apply to a 2nd grade teacher. So this gives us a way to communicate that information to you. Your principals have a list of these Google Classrooms, and it's very important that you self-populate those. That you get these, I'm sure you can read all that on the screen that you're looking at right now. I know I can't, of course, I have old eyes, so that helps that. But please go ahead today or tomorrow, go ahead and join these Google Classrooms so we can get that information to you as quick as we can.
Awesome, thanks, Dan. So this summer, my team has worked really hard to get a coherent MTSS RTI plan together for our district. What you're looking at on the screen, and it goes to another screen, kind of gives you the nuts and bolts of the who, what, when, where, and why. It goes through each tier, so tier 1 being core, which is what Dan and Ginger were discussing, and then going to tier 2, tier 3, and then also looking at that enrichment end, because this is a full spectrum of helping students who are a little behind to students who we need to accelerate. So I challenge you to take the time to look through that to see what the changes are. We also have some documents and things to help guide the process for our RTI MTSS teams going forward, and our MTSS coaches will be out in your building to help facilitate those processes this year.
Well, we know we go to school, we got to get grades, so obviously e-learning is a little bit different, very much different than what we're dealing with this year as far as our virtual e-campuses. So we took the grading protocols that we've had in the past, aligned them with our district policies, and just put some guidance here for our elementary school students as well as for middle and high school. I think Mr. Matthews, you got that next coming up.
Yeah,
but just wanted to go through, and this is information has been shared with your principals already. We will share that obviously right now with you. Wanted to make sure that you've seen this. Really nothing's changed. Just wanted to make sure that there is a bullet in there. Just making sure that every effort is made to keep that ratio of 3 minor grades to 1 major grade as possible. Just to kind of spread out and be able to provide that good solid instruction. And I think those curriculum guides will help marry that piece this year. So if you have any questions, please feel free to touch base with us. I just wanted to share that with you this morning. So I hope you guys have a great year, and I know parents are looking forward to Parent Portal already.
Absolutely. There are some changes for the middle and the high school grading protocols. In the past, we had a 50-50 grading protocol between minor and major. That's changed due to a meeting we had in February before the world changed. And moving into this year, major grades will comprise 60% of a grade, and minor grades will contain 40%. We want to be sure that there are still 12 grades, a minimum of 12 grades per quarter. There should be at least 3 major grades and at least 9 minor grades. You should, again, just like Ginger said, try to maintain that 3-to-1 ratio if at all possible. If you don't, you tend to screw up the internal weighting within the percentages. So try to be sure you get that taken care of. With getting the grades in, you still have 10 calendar days from an assessment to get that into Power Teacher, Power School, and get that done as quick as possible. You know as well as I do that parents stay on that parent portal a lot, and they will call in a heartbeat if that grade isn't in as quick as possible. There were some changes to the middle school related arts faculties as far as the grading. Still 60-40, but within the first and third 9 weeks, they only have to have 9 grades. And in the fourth 9 weeks, there needs to be a minimum of 7 grades. Again, your principals have this. For the virtual students, if you are synchronous, then the virtual students' grades have to be in just as their face-to-face counterparts. So there is really no difference with them. With asynchronous students, however, they have to turn their grades in towards the end of the week. Your principals are going to discuss this with you. There is an attendance piece of that as well. That's how they're determining their attendance. So, and again, your principals will discuss that with you in greater depth. I want to be sure that we are cognizant of the fact that some of our students may have some technology issues, so they're supposed to contact you as soon as possible if they are synchronous or asynchronous and have problems with technology. We know that the first week or two, we will be ironing some kinks out. I'm sure that across the United States, Google is probably overwhelmed a little bit today as everybody gets back to doing what they're doing. I want to be sure that as we close, you know that together we can do this. There's nothing that we as an instructional team, be it here at the district office, but more importantly at the schools, we can do this. And together we got this. We are here to support you in any way. The last video you have talks about finding the joy. And I would encourage you as we begin getting back to normal, whatever normal looks like now, that you find the joy in what we do every day. Seeing the smile on the faces of the kids, or whether it be face-to-face or virtual. But
And under a mask.
or under a mask, because we all have our masks that we have to wear
Right?
to be
Like
safe.
this. Like this. So mask up, right?
Mask up, wash your hands, and if we can help you,
Yep.
we're here for y'all. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day.
What do you enjoy most about what you do?
There is something magical about being able to give people something that impacts their lives. It's more powerful than throwing a few coins in the cup of someone homeless. It's when you go and build a house for somebody who doesn't have a home. It's that kind of thing. It's being in service to someone, and being able to give your time and give your energy to people and to see them. I mean, live. You see them come alive, and when people come up to you, it's funny. People say the same thing to me because you've probably heard this 100 times. They say, and it doesn't matter because every time I hear it, it's what fuels me. Yeah, that's magic.